on the channel, there's no gimmicks needed. There's also a bully on the loose with Big Bully Busick, Chris Candido, heels and faces from Zombie Sailor.
And the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Heels and Faces Zombie Sailor Toys unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got no gimmicks needed, Chris Candido, and we got the bully, we got Big Bully Busick. But of course, for all your Heels and Faces needs, probably better head over to Zombie Sailor Toys, as that's where these are sold, at least as of now. Maybe longer or bigger distribution in the future. I guess we'll see what happens there. But one thing we know that'll happen for sure is how we're going to do this review. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. And we're going to go in chronological order. How about Big Bully Busick, a favorite of mine? And has anybody ever said that before? Probably not, but I am of an age, of course an age, watching wrestling in the late 80s and then early 90s, all the way up to today. So I do remember Big Bully Busick, and it's funny is I always think of him having a longer run in the WWF, but he was only there for like, was it 3 or 4 months? Something very, very short. However, I think a lot of that gets lumped together because I was a little kid running home from elementary school, sprinting home to catch the GWF. The GWF out of Texas, of course, where Big Bully Busick was wrestling. So I think in my mind as a little kid, he went from GWF straight into the WWF. So it felt like he was around longer than he actually was, as he wasn't in the WWF very long, but putting that with his GWF time frame at the same time butting together made it feel like, in my head at least, that he was around longer than he was. I remember him in the GWF being kind of a big deal, at least little Kyle once upon a time. And I think he was even tagging with like Bad News Brown, if I'm not mistaken, as well. So putting those bullies together is what they're doing here. Now, a very interesting deep cut into the Zombie Sailor toy line. You got to imagine not a ton of these produced. They didn't make as many of this as they did the Matt Cardona figures. I wouldn't think that would be the case, as he is an extremely deep cut, and a lot of people have forgotten all about him. That's kind of what happens to some older wrestlers that had cups of coffee. As time goes on, time waits for no one. What is time? You forget about guys like this. But if you were of a certain age, you remember a little Big Bully Busick there. And this is his first ever action figure, and most likely his last. As I would love a Mattel Elite of this, I just don't see it being in the cards here, but looking good. Now, I believe both of these were San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, something like that. They both went up for sale at the same time. But looking good here. Heels and Faces, of course, official right there. Ron Rudat drawings. Very AI, CGI, what is it called these days? Photoshop, I'm not sure exactly on the picture there. Looking interesting. Now, Big Bully Busick has passed away, as Chris Candido has as well. So both these guys no longer with us. But an interesting looking figure. Very plain Jane, of course. On the back, look at that cross cell, grows every single day. We got the tail of the tape there, of course, down below. UPC, Jibber, and a little bit of Jabber. Big Bully Busick, 6 foot tall, 244 pounds, from Weirton, West Virginia. And he was like a 1920s, 1930s stereotypical bully is what he was, chomping on that cigar as well. Do not let the derby hat, cigar, and handlebar mustache fool you. Bully is one brutal powerhouse that enjoys beating the daylights out of others. A formidable brawler who is always looking to pick a fight wherever he goes. Only smokes Perrero-shaped stogies, perfect for popping children's balloons. How about that? Now, that's another old-timey trick. You just put that on there, burn that balloon, you're truly off to the races. On the back, nothing too wild that we haven't seen. Of course, got that bloody Ric Flair. We got the Macho Man coming. We'll never forget that Macho Man. That was the night he was retired by one Ultimate Warrior. Never forget, of course. But the one I'm most excited about is the Road Warriors down low. Man, get us those Road Warriors. What are we doing? Ages 18 and up, Mark Summers from the couch. We're going to keep it classy here, of course. But we got the bully. He's ready to go. We got a little plastic piece. Bam, see you later. And see you later, goodbye. And the bully is out of the package here. Big Bully Busick. Interesting. I guess that's what I could say about this one. Now, of course, the head sculpt is where all the money is with this figure here. Now, you got the big handlebar mustache. You do got that cigar out there. I am a little worried somebody could break that cigar off, so I would say be very, very careful on that. And honestly, I think the cigar is a hair long. That is nitpicking as nitpicking gets, but I think it should have been a little bit shorter. He didn't really chomp on a full length one. It was always like halfway done or kind of worked through for the most part. So I would have liked to seen that shortened up. Not the end of the world, of course, but I would be worried that you could accidentally break that if you're not careful. You lay it down like this, it could easily snap, as it is very thin, as you can imagine. Now, very, very cool. The bowler hat does come off. I do appreciate that. Very cool to see that boiler hat. Boiler hat? Is that what it's called? Boiler hat, isn't it? I was going to say broiler, but I think it's a bowler. What am I talking about? What language was I speaking today? It's a bowler hat there. So very, very old-timey, of course. Now, I don't think the cigar comes out. No, it does not. I'm giving it a gentle tug. A gentle tug. You always got to go gentle on the tug. You don't want to rip that thing off, as we know. But looking good in the head. And like I said, the head is the money on this one here. That is what brings this one to the dance. Because you take this head off, this could be any really professional wrestler of the 60s, 70s, and a lot of the 80s characters, and even into 90s in this example here. So not a lot of pizzazz, I would say, as far as the body does go, but is your stereotypical bigger sized body here. He's got two big bully fists is what he's got going on right there. Got the painted on elbow over here in all black. Got the black trunks on, or tights on, I guess. Trunks. Jeez, I can't talk today. It's a new world. It's a new world today. Red boots down here. You got little socks poking out of there, but all in all, a very good looking figure. Zombie Sailor, of course, heels and faces on the bottom. Should fit on a Mattel ringside stand. What do you know? Fits right there. Now, you do get the waist back and forth. You do get the head back and forth. You get the arm all the way around, and that's all she wrote. But that is retro figures for you. That's all you're going to get. It does have the nice shine to it. It does look very, very nice. Definitely different from the Grapplers and Gimmicks style, the KWK style, and some of the other ones. I do like everybody kind of has their own niches. Some of these companies that are making retros a little closer to others, some a little bit farther away. That is kind of cool. Variety is the spice of life, as they do say as well. But there he is. The old bully, probably his only figure we'll ever get. So if you want it, you better drink it in. You better soak it in, because I don't foresee us getting any more, but you never know. I guess Zombie does have that elite style line coming sometime. Maybe he'll fit into that. I guess we'll wait and see what happens there. Another guy that could fit into that would be No Gimmicks Needed, Chris Candido. Of course, a guy that had an ECW figure way back in the day. We've got a couple of Candido figures, but not as many as you would imagine we would have had. I don't know what the actual reasoning is about that one. Be a great one to sign a Legends deal. Get some of those, the Body Donnas would be great to have in elite form. But for now, at least, we're getting a little bit of ECW action from the Heels and Faces line right here with the retro Chris Candido. No gimmicks needed, of course, as we know. Looking good in the packaging here. Ron Rudat up there at the top. Zombie Sailor, Heels and Faces. It's official. And then you got the image of Chris Candido with his autograph. Once again, Chris did pass away many years ago. There he is on the back of the tail of the tape. Got that same cross-sell back there. You got the UPC, you got the blurb. Where are these Zombie Sailor points going? Are they going anywhere? Are we ever going to be able to use these Zombie Sailor points? I'd be interested to find out about that too. Chris Candido, 5'8", 233 pounds, from Spring Lake, New Jersey. Oh, one of the greatest spring lakes there is, I believe. Strutting a custody apron before the bell, this natural blonde technician and former world champion batters his opponents from pillar to post. Let loose from the noose, no, Mr. No Gimmicks Needed is better than before, on a mission to capture gold once more, and is a member of the Triple Threat. And I would love to have a Shane Douglas. Honestly, shocked we haven't got a Shane Douglas retro either. Have to imagine that'll be coming in the future. And then, of course, we did get Bam Bam Bigelow way back in the day from Hasbro, but we'd love to see a zombie-styled Big Bam Bam Bigelow in the future as well. Ages 18 and up, just like the bully. But let's get Mr. No Gimmicks Needed out of here. Of course, when I think of Chris Candido, I always think of the AC/DC. I mean, you think of the Triple Threat. I think of the Body Donnas. I think of him wearing the Terry Funk inspired tights. I remember, wasn't him and Terry Funk had a battle at like a horse ranch or something? See you later, goodbye. I think Terry Funk got kicked by a horse in that one. Never forget, never forget. But here it is, old Chris Candido out of the package once again. Looks like Chris Candido, but I could see somebody being stumped if somebody handed you just ahead and said, who is this? It does look like him when you put it all together, and I guess you know what you're dealing with. But a little bit hard to distinguish, I would say, on his own, but that could go along with the character. I mean, he's not Hulk Hogan as far as resonating in your mind all the time. But looking good there in the blonde slick back hair, kind of a nice stoic face, a little little friendly face on him. He looks like a guy you could talk to. And it has got the old triple threat hand, the old, hey, everything's okay. Everything's okay here. Got that going on as well. You do get articulation on the hand for this one here. So you can do all kinds of stuff. You can even play that game, Made You Look. I mean, there's a lot you can do with this Candido figure. Love that they got the tape on the pinky ring as well. Got the triple threat tattoo over here. Triple threat member for life, got the tattoo. That's how it goes. Hand movable over on this side as well. I don't think Big Bullies were. No, they weren't. But these are, for whatever reason. Now, there isn't any extra hands, no interchangeability with this one, so you can't do anything with that. I do got that beautiful trunks on here. I do like that they got that kind of that shimmer and shine to it. I don't really remember him wearing this. I just remember him wearing like all black. Maybe that was just me. And then, of course, the long tights with the Terry Funk style. But very cool. It definitely adds a little ounce of color to this one here. Looking very good. I like that the socks match that as well. Black knee pads, black boots. You do got CC on the side of the boots as well. White wrist tape, and that's about all she wrote. Of course, arms going to go all the way around for us. Head back and forth, waist back and forth, and then you get the hands back and forth. That's it. That's all you're going to get out of Mr. No Gimmicks Needed Chris Candido. But very, very cool to get him in this line. Like I said, give me the Shane Douglas. Put Bam Bam with him. Man, we got the triple threat riding high again. But there it is, the two latest and greatest from Zombie Sailor and the Heels and Faces line. I wouldn't say two must-haves for everyone, but very cool. More deeper cuts as we sit here in 2025. I can't believe that. But very cool. This one, very nostalgic to my childhood. I'll never forget GWF as a little kid that all you had was WCW and the WWF, and it wasn't whenever you wanted. It was, hey, I have this time on Monday night, I have Saturday morning, Sunday morning, Saturday night, WCW Saturday night, and the occasional pay-per-view. That was it for wrestling. So when you got a thing like GWF every single day at 3 o'clock my time, and school got out at 3:11, it was a mad dash home. You would sprint all the way home, and I would get there right as the first commercial break was finishing up, like clockwork every single day, and then I'd be in for the action. And Big Billy Busick was a part of that action. That was my first experience with him. It's one of those things, if you were there, you definitely remember. So very, very fun to get these two here today. But what do you think about these two? Pickups, passes, long games, no games? Let me know in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell. We got videos every single day, and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over on Patreon. Patreon, best way to support this YouTube channel, and all the content it does bring. So much stuff over there. It'll make your head spin. So many extra videos. A lot going on the Patreon. Of course, ProWrestlingTees.com. Check out my book, The Complete Guide to the Jakks Class Superstars series, available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and now on Kindle. Sir Paul 64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, and TikTok. So for the Bully and Mr. No Gimmicks Needed, I'm Kyle. See you guys all real soon.